pick which problem you want to work on. They'll probably welcome you with open arms. Get the education first, but it's there. Yeah.
For how long, what expansions methods did the company use to get where it is now?
We basically started 20 years ago when, quite honestly, in our industry, you had a lot of smaller companies that were all doing their pockets, but none of them had the scope and substance to really step up to the larger programs. But as technology has been developing, and you've seen things progress through the efforts of NASA or General Electric or the really big companies of the world, they're asking the supply base and the technical providers to do more and more and larger and more expansive things. Smaller companies just can't do that. So you've seen a natural tendency for the smaller companies to start joining hands. Our typical way of doing that is we usually partner up with somebody first. It's not the kind of industry where you can go and say, well, it's a public company and I'm just going to do what's called a hostile takeover and try and approach and buy out all the stock. It's much more cooperative than that. So typically for us, it's finding another company that maybe has an expertise in an area that really is something we haven't developed, and they really are further along in that regard, but maybe they're not doing anything else that we're doing, and so we can help them do that in a broader, more expansive way, qualify for work they otherwise couldn't qualify for because they're a smaller company, but now they've got a larger partner. Kind of the natural progression ends up being many times the owners of that company, as we help them sort of climb that ladder with values established in their company. And so the typical track for us has been, it's often just they ask us whether we want to buy out the company. And normally when we do that, they end up staying on and becoming part of the team. It's a pretty common track. So that's been about a 20-year run for us in doing that. We've done that about 12 times total. There was a little bit of a sabbatical from about 2006 until I guess it was 2010 because of the economic downturn that we all went through in this country, and so there wasn't a lot of activity. But that picked up again starting in 2010, and that's when we bought the company out in Singapore. We were already partnering with them. We're now in the process of buying a company that we think will close in the next few months.